guys, it is Tuesday, July the 25th, and I'm here today only to do my third Year of Whips update. I believe there is one more after this, I think. No. Well, there's one more update, and then there will probably be the very end of the Year of Whips in December. So, let me just go ahead and get into that. I started out with 16 Year of Whips projects. I have completed 5. I have completed, I'm trying to remember which ones I've completed. I know I just recently finished The Lion and the Lamb. No, I haven't finished that one, sorry. I recently finished Home Again. And before that, I completed I don't remember what I completed. Sorry. Can't remember. But out of 16, like I said, I've completed 5. I had completed 2 last year, and I've completed 3 this year. And so that leaves 11. I'm down to 11. So I'll start with the smalls first. First one, this is where Patchwork Pumpkin sits. I believe when I started Year of Whips, I was still, I can't remember if, I know I was still in here. I don't remember if I had completed the orange in it yet, but I had obviously, I've done that, and then I just did that last week. So that's where that sits. In case you're wondering, I'm still in my living room, but I figured if I was going to have the door open, it would probably have better lighting for me to sit actually like facing the door instead of from the side. The second project in this particular envelope in the Year of Whips is just Phoenix. I've been calling it Fiery Phoenix, but it's just Phoenix. Free pattern that I had gotten off of DeviantArt. I believe it actually has something to do with Final Fantasy, but I just liked it because it was Phoenix. And I had started it. I think I had started it for the Olympic Challenge last year. Something to do with fire, I believe. So that's where that one sits. I hadn't really done much on that one since Year of Whips started. Well, since I started on it, obviously. Just maybe filling in more of the orange, a couple of stitches in the orange. And then the third one is going to be this thing here. This was another one that I had started during the oh god, that's completely blocking me out. Such a very bright piece of fabric. This is another one that I had started during the Olympic Challenge. And I actually had tried to restart it on a piece of like even weave or linen or something, and I liked it even less, so I just went back to working with this. But the more I work with it, this is very stiff Aida, but I think the more that I work with it, the easier it gets to handle. And I had only been on like, sorry, god, my nails are so dirty. I had only started like right here around the mouth and partially up, but I've gotten that little bit done so far. I need to bring her out and work on her more. These 3 small ones right here, I know I could get them done if I just put my mind to them, but I've yet to do that. Number 4 is going to be the Joan Elliott Chinese Phoenix. And I have worked on this a good bit the first couple of weeks of this month in July. I think when I originally started, I had only had like maybe this wing here done, and then maybe a tiny bit of his main body. and then a couple of his feathers. But I've done a good bit on him since I started working on him. This one is just so fiddly, what we call fiddly, with the color changes. It's not difficult to work on. It's not like it's a hard pattern or anything. It's not like it's hard to work on. It's just fiddly. There are a lot of color changes in this, and there's only like a few stitches here in this color, and then the next one is a few stitches in the next color. So there's like little bits of color. I'm gonna apologize right away. This is another shirt that keeps wanting to fall down. I know y'all just saw a lot of. I know y'all just saw all of these in my whip parade, but I thought I would do a Year of Whips specific rundown. Number 5 is going to be the sarcasm, and the pattern is sarcasm because beating the shit out of people is illegal. Free pattern that I got off of the Facebook group, the Cross Stitching Guild. The same group that I got my like reasons why I like cross stitch pattern that I completed last year. So that's what I've gotten. I'm actually going to restart this. I'm going to pull all this out and restart it, probably with some dyed threads or some silks or something. And I'm actually going to leave this out. Well, I'm going to put it back in the bag, but I'm going to leave it out. I think I'm going to go do that today while I have off work. So this one, so what is that, number 5? Number 6 is going to be Stained Glass Ariel. From Etsy. And this is where she sits at. Very, very bright project. All types of bright colors in here. I believe when I started Year of Whips, I had done maybe a couple of these sections of blue. I had some of her hair. I can't remember if I had finished her. I don't think I had finished her skin and everything yet. But I basically, like, I've done all this, more of her hair, started on her fin, finished off her skin, obviously. So she's coming right along. Oh, and I know for a fact that I wasn't all the way out. Like, this is, I think I was about midway on the border, so I had come out and did more of the border, so you can see how wide she is. So I do know that much. I might try to get her out next week when the school shopping crowd dies down. So, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is number 7. This is the Dale Earnhardt Jr. And when I started Year of Whips, I hadn't even started this yet. But I knew I wanted to do it because it's meant to be a gift for my cousin. And I have since done that much this year so far. And I don't think I actually started this until like earlier this year. March. Sorry. God. Sorry, my foot was going to sleep. I had to adjust. So that's all I've gotten done on it so far. There's another one I really need to work on. I'm just in the mood to work on Ada's right now. You know how sometimes you get in those moods where like you want to work on something a little bit more difficult. Like you're in the mindset, like I want to work on something that's intricate and difficult, and other days you're just like, I just want to work on something simple, something on an Ada. So that's kind of the mindset I'm in right now. Number 8 is a pattern that I'm very close to finishing. I just need to get my butt in gear and actually finish it, which is The Lion and the Lamb by the Cricket Collection. I mean, you can see most of the pattern in what I've completed. And then this is how far I've gotten. I've come a long way since I started Year of Whips. You gonna come up here? The cats are wanting to get in my lap right now. I've come a long way this year so far in this one. I think, use your tail. I think when I started Year of Whips in October, I only had like the round part of his mane done, and I hadn't even finished that. Like I think I maybe had done the inner part, and then I was working on the outer parts, possibly if I had even started at that point. But I've gotten this far, and basically all that's left is to finish off the border, which only comes down to here. Finish off the border, finish off the lamb. He has 2 paws. He has one coming out right here. Then he has another one that's kind of wrapping around the lamb. And then I guess the border, the lamb, his 2 paws, and then there's more of this like green rug down here at the bottom. So there's not a ton left. If I devoted a week to him, which I might do one day in August, or 1 week in August, if I had devoted a week to him, I could probably get him done, which I kind of need to do. I'm going to North Carolina the end of August, and I know I'm going to be stopping by the L&S down there, so I'm probably going to need some Stitch from Stash credit. I mean, I've been good so far in Stitch from Stash. I've pretty much used up my stash money, but not by much. Like, I haven't gone over much. So I think if I could get in a finish in this month, another finish, like a good size finish, then I could come out even. So we'll see. Number 10. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like I'm missing one. Right. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. I think I left one in there, and I will have to go get it in a minute. Number 9 is Bluebell Fairy. These here. Artwork is originally by Jean-Baptiste Monge, charted by Lena Lawson Needle Arts. She's a little bit more on the difficult side to work on. There's a lot of blended threads in her. There's a lot of color changes in her. And this is where she's at right now. Really haven't done a lot on her since I first started. Well, since Year of Whips started, I really haven't done a whole lot on her. So that's all that's been done on her. Unfortunately, I just haven't found the motivation yet to really pull her out and get much done on her. But she will. I promise she will. Eventually. And then number 10. What was this? Oh, I do have it here. Number 10 is another one that I haven't really got a chance to work on much, which is my Epic Pokemon Gen 2. This was supposed to be a gift for my son, which I'm still working on. This is where it says that now. I don't think I've gotten a chance to work on it much. I think I maybe have worked on this bird here since I started, and then I've done more of the checkerboard, I think. But that's where it says that now. I'm sorry if you see the dirty Ada. Yeah, there's a hoop line. I don't even know where that came from. Good thing it's going to be covered and then washed before I gave it to him. And just FYI, that pattern has a lot of colors in it. And I keep them in a floss box, and I actually have the floss box in the bag with it. And then lastly, number 11 is one that I've just been working on a lot lately, actually. So I kind of threw everything in here yesterday, which is the Brooks book, Spirit of Joy. An Indian-inspired lady. And actually, since, if you saw my whip parade last week, then you'll notice there has been some progress on her. This is where she's at right now. All the stitching is done on her. I did finish off the stitching in her yesterday at work, and I had started on the beads. But I didn't feel good, and I really was not in the mindset to start to do the beads, so I just did the ones that are on her head and her necklace there. And then, in an attempt to just get as much done as I could, considering how I felt, I did the dark in the butterfly, and the dark blue. That was the only thing I added in the butterfly. That's all the stitching in the butterfly. The rest is beads. And then I started on the piece that actually goes around her. Let me take this out of the bag and I'll show you, because it's a larger piece that's stitched all together. Okay, you see this right here that's behind and over her head? That is actually connected with this, her wings. So it's a larger piece. It's the biggest piece. And then the butterfly is a separate piece, and then her garland that she's holding is a separate piece. So what I had started on was I finished the stitching in the butterfly, and I started basically on this right here, which is supposed to be like the little halo and stuff around her head, behind her. So that, and then like I said, all the stitching is done on her. So unless I want to do beading, if I'm in the mood to do beading, I'll go to this first. So that is going to conclude my Year of Whips update. Yeah, not a lot to show. Like I said, I started out with 16, and I have done 5 so far. I'm trying to remember what I had done. I will post in pictures of what I have completed. At the end, I'll post in pictures of the ones that I have finished so far that were part of the Year of Whips. And so then I guess the next time I have to do an update will be probably in October, I think. That sounds about right. July, August, September, October. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be like every 3 months. So The next year whip update will be in October, probably around mid-October. But I'm just late. I should have probably have done this last weekend, but I did too. Yeah. This past weekend, I just really wasn't up to it. I got home from work. I woke up late for work, so I didn't have time to do any videos before I went to work, and got home late. And I was just really tired, and it really just didn't feel good. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this year Whips update, and I'll see you guys for my next regular weekly video.